Why is chess interesting or important or valuable from a value standpoint? I think this is maybe not so new to many people here. Lots of different, I know, chess professionals who have spent a lot of their careers motivated by some of these values. And then move on to the vision. Research that I'll talk about a little bit in Armenia on trying to quantify what does chess actually give to a 7-year-old child or a 9-year-old child. I think it's still a big open question, as we all know. What does it mean to, how do we best teach people to innovate, to be creative? Again, how do you improve people's logic or memory or all the many different attributes and characteristics that we talk about in chess, or other, for that matter. Was it bingo I heard today for the first time? Or other games or activities may promote various, maybe it doesn't get talked about as much, but in the football world, in other sporting worlds, and in business ethics and all kinds of aspects of life, I think it's important to sort of instill this aspect of fair play in children at a young age. One point that I find that I'd like to stress is this sort of counterbalance to the instant gratification culture that talk about if we can kind of go more long-term, the value again, the reaping the reward at the end of the day of a more long-term thinking or more long-term strategic, that has its place too in cognitive development, in decision-making, in strategy. How to lose with dignity, how to win with grace, how to take responsibility for one's actions, how to analyze a dynamic situation. These are all various aspects that are important to me from the chess community, let's call it, as well as the sort of professional educators. In the content was an inclusion of puzzles, games, sort of a pedagogical variety. So this is not just about teaching kids to become chess players, of course. This is trying to cultivate curiosity with the end result of using chess as a means to develop some of the values, some of the skill set that we talked about earlier, and we'll talk about more. So regular trainings, a team comprised of psychologists, chess professionals, school teachers, as I mentioned. So he's having everyone close their eyes and third graders. So the white has king on a6, queen g1, and then black king on a8. And so now the kids, even with just these three pieces on the board, are this one move made, right? And figure out how. So he gives them 30 seconds. Impressive to see kids who have gone in a year of chess are already and they got it, and now they're up for air. But that doesn't last long. This teacher is kind of the drill sergeant. In the following year, a pilot took place with trainers, psychologists, and further development of the materials, and some localization. Again, localization in this case means this is for Armenian kids in the Armenian school system, for Armenian second graders, and what does that all mean? And so is that, because context is different in different societies and different educational systems. So a pilot effort took place in a couple of schools to actually, proof of concept, let's call it, national curriculum. Again, the Chess Academy is sort of at the nerve center of that effort. Psychologists, child psychologists, working on the benefits of the research. I'll talk about that in a minute. In an effort to sort of identify what metrics do we want to look at to sort of quantify the benefit. A lot of these, the benefits, and I know that we have several speakers who are going to be talking about this. So what does chess give? What are the benefits? Is it quantifiable? Is it measurable? And if so, what? And can we kind of wrap our brains around this beyond the fact that we perceive value in this and all the different values? Researchers who are interested who, let's say, could benefit from data to collaborate with the psychologists, with the other professionals, academics in your area who are working on this, because I think it's a rich data set that is yet largely untapped, and I think there's an awful lot of insight yet to be made. Who your heroes are. And so I think at the very least we can promote role models.
Levels that coexist, because some kids bring their prior knowledge from home, and then you have to teach everyone again, and it's age-based. So what's your take on that? How do you bridge that gap?
Let me maybe pass it along to somebody, see what he has to say, and then I'll be happy to relay that. Yeah, that's a real challenge. And it's something that we experience a lot in Armenia because I guess in a place where chess is popular, you're going to have a fair number of, or at least the range of levels is going to be well represented. From early on, the psychologists were involved in working very closely with the teachers, bringing with them some of what's in the literature on the benefits of chess, bringing those values, and sort of aligning them with what else is happening in the curriculum. I mean, in the second grade or third grade, ostensibly, you have education professionals who are also interested in tackling some of the same issues I mentioned earlier, whether it's creativity, logic, rational thinking, critical thinking, or any sort of educational value. So initially, the psychologist's role was to find alignment and resonance with what's happening in the classroom in a curriculum otherwise. And now that we have data on some results, the psychologists are very eager to find causality, sort of the cause and effect of chess. So what is the actual benefit? And I'm very pleased to see so many upcoming speakers we have who are looking at the various aspects of this. What do we attribute to chess, or maybe what should we not attribute to chess? And sort of the bingo example, I'll say again, brought smiles to a lot of our faces, but I think the psychologist's role collectively is to peer into that, and also to look at problems. Problems in the classroom. What happens in, we looked at some various challenges and sort of what role might psychologists play in overcoming those challenges.